Why today do most major new internet platforms and services seem to come from elsewhere in the world? Can Europe hope to keep up with US, Japan and other emerging technology powers in Asia? How? The question was raised by 52.5% of the people that went through the survey. So that's the question.
Shall I do it out of my...
Yeah, maybe that the screen should be in another position, so... I'm sorry? No, she knows that. She knows. Yes, can I... Well, I think the screen should be in another position, or maybe this another one, but do you want to be here better and then you can... Yeah, I think it's the best way.
Are we agreeing upon that the new internet platforms, the major ones and the services seem to come from elsewhere in the world? We are aware, of course, that there are quite a bit of them coming from elsewhere, but talking about hope, talking about effect of life, Europe, of course, can keep up with the US and Japan, and we even speed up, and that is one of the issues that we touch upon in the digital agenda, and that is one of those issues that the colleagues, and especially Maura and I myself, are focused on, that we should take Europe again in the driver's seat. So no doubt about that. And we are all aware that then we have to tackle a couple of barriers. So you need to give me a hint what's the interest in the question. I think that there is a huge, it's not only a hope, it is a must. But, pardon? Yes, that would be great.
Maybe I think there's just maybe the question behind is the concern that, you know, the latest development in the internet world, like the search engine or many others, which are driven primarily by either by US, and then the next wave which comes, I think it's probably less true in Japan, but in Asia you see it. But I mean, if you already take the example, we had an interesting discussion this afternoon in the research environment, which you mentioned, which I'm happy to lead on the RSFF fund, where we actually, when you look, the Skype, which was funded, was one of the projects which was funded by Europe. So I think you have the two developments, and this is maybe what is behind the question, how you judge this. Sorry,
okay,
that I had to translate.
Okay. No, I'm to be blamed, but having, and that is not my regular answer. But in this case, we are aware that quite a number of activities and quite a number of initiatives are taken elsewhere in the world. But I don't buy that we don't have initiatives within Europe. And we are too modest, to put it in a very nice way, and sometimes we are too stupid, so to say, in just giving the floor to those who are saying it is far better in the US. I need to add two remarks to that one. Of course, it is also talking about a culture. And I mentioned it before in our discussion in Parliament. For a startup, for example, in the US, and just taking the US, and we can just put it in China, but in the US, if you have a failure, if you are facing a bankruptcy, when you have taken an initiative, it is not a negative element on your CV. Sometimes, on the contrary, for people are saying, if you have the guts, when you have had a bankruptcy, to go on and to just take a new initiative, that is plus. And to be quite open to you, I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and the list of mistakes is far longer than my successes, so to say. And still, I repeat, I have learned far more from my mistakes than from my successes. For successes are taken for granted, and failures, then you think, that shouldn't happen again. And that is what we are talking about, the culture, and that is what I'm absolutely fighting against, that when someone is a startup, but also when you are already in the next phase, that when you indeed are facing, for whatever reason, a failure, a bankruptcy or whatever, that is a negative issue. That is not a very positive part of our approach of entrepreneurship. So that is one. Another one is certainly the venture capital. And we need to learn quite a bit how we can just make a better performance in that way. It's new in the Netherlands, also in the Netherlands, yeah. Well, it is new in Europe and it is also new in the Netherlands, by the way. But having said that, so there is a lot to learn and there is a lot to make a better performance. But all in all, I wouldn't formulate it, can Europe hope to keep up? It is a certainty for me that Europe can keep up, but then we have to change a couple of issues.